Luo Feng sat cross-legged within the space of the Star Tower, watching the heavenly fire shadow's primordial bloodline with the eye of life and death on his forehead, and exclaimed while watching, "Why didn't I think of this before? With my understanding of the life path, every life unit contains endless spirituality and can generate self-consciousness," Luo Feng thought. Given the vastness of the half-primordial life and death Tao's body, the life units it possesses are uncountable. Theoretically, the half-primordial life and death Tao's body is much larger than the primordial cosmos, comparable to some high-level primordial life forms in size to some extent. Of course, although the size is comparable, there is still a difference in the nature of life. With such a large body size, the number of basic life units is countless billions of times more than the particles in a primordial cosmos. Each life unit can generate self-consciousness. Thus, one can imagine how many subconsciousnesses were generated in total. Countless subconsciousnesses, due to sharing the same memory, naturally become unified, merging into Luo Feng's immensely vast complete mind consciousness. The life form in my theory of the half-primordial life and death Tao is countless times more complex than the primordial cosmos. Numerous subconsciousnesses seem to have unified memories, but in reality, these subconsciousnesses arise from different parts of the life form, and their instincts will have different tendencies. Some subconsciousnesses like to think. Some subconsciousnesses like to fight. Some subconsciousnesses like to sleep. Some subconsciousnesses like pleasant emotions. Some subconsciousnesses like angry emotions. Some subconsciousnesses extremely dislike angry emotions. When all subconsciousnesses are unified, there will be a large amount of attrition, with as much as 99% or more being consumed. Luo Feng understands this point. Just like everyone has wisdom, but an army of 10,000, an army of 100,000, an army of 1,000,000,000. The larger the number, the harder it is for the army to be commanded. The number of Luo Feng's subconsciousnesses is so vast that even Luo Feng's own realm cannot quantify it. These subconsciousnesses do not all like to fight, nor do they all like cultivation. Some simply like extreme leisure. Some like absorbing energy, continually spawning more life units. Others like to eradicate weaker life units. The vast body based on the life and death Tao constantly eliminates weaker life units while nurturing new ones. At my realm, if the body was smaller, controlling it would be easier, but I pursue an extremely large body size. Naturally, I encounter this bottleneck. Any supermassive life form within the cultivator camp will encounter this problem. If this issue is not resolved, controlling such a large body size is impossible. Spiritual control of the physical body is essentially establishing a mind consciousness system, making subconsciousnesses more efficiently unified and reducing attrition, Luo Feng thought. Reducing some attrition forms a complete mind consciousness, which can become 10 times stronger or even more. Luo Feng watched with the eye of life and death. He is well aware that the life and death Tao in the late stage of Divine Emperor has reached a bottleneck, with a considerable distance remaining to perfection. This distance is essentially the absence of the mind consciousness system. Once this massive mind consciousness system is integrated, the life and death Tao can truly reach the half-primordial level. The principle is simple, but the mind consciousness system itself is very large and complex. The mysteries observed in the mind consciousness system from watching the heavenly fire shadow primordial bloodline are quite numerous. At Luo Feng's level, the consciousness net with billions of layers densely covers his entire body, commanding all subconsciousnesses from different levels. This is the consciousness net that naturally developed at this stage in his cultivation. The consciousness net itself is already quite perfect. Without pursuing an extremely large body, it is already sufficient. Enhancing it significantly beyond this foundation is unimaginably difficult. There's one troublesome thing. With the high-level primordial bloodline, my eye of life and death cannot see the deeper mysteries clearly. Luo Feng frowned. The mysteries of the mind consciousness system he observed are incomplete, missing the core deepest parts. Just relying on the incomplete parts, it will take a very long time for me to perfect the mind consciousness system. Luo Feng realized it could take millions to even 1,000,000,000 eras. I need to find a way to see the complete high-level primordial bloodline. Luo Feng's eyes lit up. That's it. In the infinite space, there is a treasure that can help me. In the infinite space, on Lake Heart Island. Luo Feng sat cross-legged. I have to use the reward points I have accumulated at this critical moment. Luo Feng was very familiar with the infinite space treasure vault, and without hesitation, he exchanged for the desired treasure. Exchange for the wisdom book. Luo Feng immediately made the exchange. The secret treasure wisdom book requires 200,000 reward points for exchange. It is a treasured book made from parts of the primordial ancestors' body materials, valued far beyond the Eye of Life and Death. It can analyze everything, study the Great Tao, and assist in one's cultivation. Like the Eye of Life and Death, it focuses mainly on observing the vitality and destruction weaknesses in everything, whereas observing primordial bloodlines is relatively inferior. The Wisdom Book is most adept at researching primordial life corpses and passing primordial bloodline abilities, naturally superior in this aspect compared to the Eye of Life and Death. The Wisdom Book is also forbidden to be taken out of the source world, reminding the trialists can use the Wisdom Book permanently after the exchange. However, once the trialist dies, the Wisdom Book will automatically return to the infinite space. Please confirm whether to still exchange. Exchange. Luo Feng was already experienced. Exchange successful. Trialist Luo Feng. This is the 9th exchange of the Wisdom Book. Of the 8 previous exchanges, 3 have jumped out of the braided cage to become high-level primordial life forms. Luo Feng revealed a smile. The Wisdom Book's exchanges have a higher rate of escaping the braided cage compared to Eye of Life and Death exchanges. Moreover, the exchanges of the Wisdom Book, those 3 high-level primordial lives, didn't mention death, which should mean they are still alive. Yet they returned the Wisdom Book to infinite space while still alive. My reward points are only 11,093.03 left, Luo Feng's side. The infinite space reward points that he had been saving up have finally been expended. It's worth it to exchange it for this Wisdom Book. When Luo Feng discovered that researching primordial bloodline and primordial life materials provided the greatest help in his cultivation of the Great Tao, he felt an impulse to exchange for the Wisdom Book. But he held back. Even when he hit a bottleneck, he still held back. When he discovered that merely the Eye of Life and Death wasn't enough to see clearly the high-level primordial bloodline, only then did Luo Feng use up to 100,000 reward points. Good steel is used on the blade's edge. Now is the edge moment. Land of origin. Quiet room in Hyong City Lord's mansion. Inside the Star Tower, Luo Feng looked at the black book in his hand. The book looked ordinary, but the price of 200,000 reward points had already proven its value. An invisible force seeped through, allowing Luo Feng to understand how to use it. Let's try it out. Luo Feng activated the book with a thought. An intangible fluctuation enveloped the heavenly fire shadow, a high-level primordial bloodline, and in just an instant, it stopped. Is the analysis already complete? Luo Feng was surprised. He opened the cover of the black book in front of him and saw the pages inside. The pages were crystal clear, containing countless layers of space. Luo Feng looked at them. Layer upon layer of intricate secret patterns, like a great tree, permeated the multiple spatial layers within the pages. This great tree seemed alive, slowly transforming. Everything was incredibly clear, right in front of Luo Feng. This is the complete aspect of the high-level primordial bloodline. It simultaneously exists in many spatial layers and continuously changes on the timeline. Only by separating it for study in different spatial layers and different time periods can we research its entirety. Of course, even with the full appearance right in front of you, it is still exceedingly profound. Like a profound book, even if every word is translated into known words, understanding the whole book is still difficult. But the Eye of Life and Death on Luo Feng's forehead opened. The originally exceedingly complex secret pattern diagram, under the observation of the Eye of Life and Death, Luo Feng had already discovered the nodes of vitality, destruction weaknesses. Numerous critical nodes were spied upon, making Luo Feng's understanding of this secret pattern diagram much clearer. Wisdom Book, completely analyzing the primordial bloodline. Eye of Life and Death can observe many critical nodes of the bloodline secret pattern diagram. The combination of the two greatly enhances my comprehension efficiency. Of course, the value of the Wisdom Book is much higher. Without the Wisdom Book, the deeper parts of the high-level primordial bloodline could not be delved into. Now it's completely exposed in front of Luo Feng without any cover. Let's begin. Luo Feng calmed his mind and studied the 3 strands of high-level primordial bloodline containing the mind consciousness system: Heavenly Fire Shadow, Ghost Prison Disaster Beast, and 9-headed Chaos Beast, Dark Sacred Realm, Qingfeng City. Luo Feng was temporarily residing in the cave mansion of his friend Bozu Divine Emperor. In fact, Baiyin Divine Emperor and Qizhen Divine Emperor also lived here permanently. My energy reserves are too low, Luo Feng frowned slightly. His body's energy reserves were just over 4,000 times that of a perfect divine body. I need more energy reserves to test my mind consciousness system. During the understanding of the mind consciousness system, practical testing is essential. Practice is necessary to prove the effectiveness of the mind consciousness system. Luo Feng has had a short cultivation time and not many energy reserves. Brother Bozu. Luo Feng immediately transmitted to him. What's the matter? Bozu Divine Emperor responded warmly. The 3 of them were quite willing to serve Luo Feng. I need to quickly boost my energy reserves, Luo Feng communicated. Do you have any good methods? The best way is of course to go to the large primordial hall in Primordial City. The cultivation cave mansions in the large primordial hall can provide infinite vital energy for absorption, as much as can be endured, Bozu Divine Emperor said. But Brother Luo Feng, you are not suitable to leave Qingfeng City right now. You will need to rely on some special treasures. The quickest way is to buy a World Origin bead. The World Origin bead can be used to open up a miniature source world within the body and serve as the source of the inner world. Brother Luo Feng, you can refine the World Origin bead, and it becomes part of you, which will quickly replenish your strength. Bozu said, World Origin beads are quite common within Qingfeng City. With a little overpricing, it's easy to obtain one. Help me buy one, Luo Feng said. He paid no heed to the increased cost. I'll ask my friend immediately. Bozu Divine Emperor responded shortly after. It's all set. My friend Featherhe Divine Emperor is willing to sell it for 5.5 billion primordial crystals without any markup. He will personally deliver it later, as he holds Brother Luo Feng in great reverence. The World Origin beads have been a staple in the large primordial hall for long-term sale, each costing 50,000 battle merits. Featherhe Divine Emperor resold it for 5.5 billion primordial crystals, earning nothing extra. Although some factions wanted to extort Luo Feng for a big profit, there were also Divine Emperors who hoped to follow Luo Feng. However, those Divine Emperors never found the opportunity.